I'm with Career Services here at TCC. We have Dr. Price with Global Learning, Laura McNeese, who's our Director of Career Services, here with us too today. And so we're really excited to have you here. We wanted to have a chance to really talk to you a little bit about soft skills and those skills that can really help you be successful in your career and stand out when you start job searching and going in for interviews. So just a few quick housekeeping things before we get started. We are recording this event, just so you know that, and we'll send that to you, so you'll have that available to you. Once we have that ready, you'll get that in an email. Also, if you have any questions during the event, feel free to put those in the chat, and we'll try to get to those towards the end. And also at the end, we're going to have a survey link and a sign-in that for you to fill out. And when you fill that out, you'll get entered in a drawing to win a $25 JCPenney gift card. So be sure to stick around in the end, so you'll have a chance to be entered in that as well. So again, we're really excited to have you here with us and taking time to hear a little bit more about some skills that can help you be more successful in your career. We're real happy to have Matthew here with us. He is a student worker in the Career Services office, and he's been a really big part in planning this event. So I'm going to hand it off to him.
Thank you, Heather, and thank you guys for joining us. We're really excited to show you what we created, and what we're going to talk about is soft skills.
Matthew, I have a question. What are soft skills?
Are they around the world? What are they?
Great question, you two. Well, luckily, we have Dr. Price here, who is the International Director, and Heather, and I went on a journey to talk about these soft skills. So I hand it over to him.
Austin, that was a brilliant question. Shane, your question was also brilliant. And a little bit ago, Heather and Matthew and I, we got our passports and we traveled around the world to answer the question, are soft skills around the world or just something that happens in Tulsa? And so we have a little recording we want to share with you. Sit back and relax. And we'll do that right now.
Well, thanks, Matthew and Dr. Price, for joining me. It's so important as we think about soft skills and the skills that you need to really be successful in a career. I'm thinking about that more on a global scale and seeing that it's not just something that is important here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but all around the world. So it's so exciting to hear just some different viewpoints on those soft skills and just how important they are. So Dr. Price, thank you so much for getting this together and letting us, meet some colleagues from around the world and see their view on soft skills.
In my experience, I think that problem solving would be one of the most important, as well as teamwork and professionalism, because we need to develop some projects and to solve the problem of the clients. And in my real situation right now, that I am an entrepreneur, so I think that the proactive, strategic thinking and sociable would be are a very good skills for me in this situation, to attract more clients, to know how to develop their business in different marketing channels, and also sociable, because I need to be open to meet new people and open to have a big networking. So that would be in my situation, like right now as an entrepreneur.
Yes, soft skills in Brazil are really, really important. If I had to point some of them, I would say especially leadership, collaboration, and teamwork. Nowadays is really, really important to get a good job.
So a lot of getting along with others sounds like it's very important.
It's very important. It's not only having, technical skills, but you need this as well.
I think
thing about soft skills, what jumps to mind is they are kind of universal because they're those skills that are slightly less tangible than the hard skills, which are kind of, teachable and measurable. So here you would always, for a job, have the essential kind of hard skill requirements, and you have to meet those to get an interview. So then that's when the soft skills are really important here, because basically the interview is just judging the soft skills, because everybody going in there has the hard skills, the essential requirements, otherwise you don't get into the interview. So it's really about the person that you are then. So there was a couple of things that stood out to me. They're nearly always in the interview questions here, and it's things like time and self-management would be a big thing here that would be asked a lot, or kind of decision making or initiative taking. They would kind of look to see, how do you deal with certain scenarios? So here it's common that you would get given at least kind of 1 or 2 scenarios, and you just have to talk about your personal qualities, how you would deal with that situation. So they kind of like to put you on the spot to kind of test those soft skills, I suppose. Another kind of more obscure one that's appearing a lot more here in interviews is taking responsibility. Particularly for like teaching posts and things like that I've applied for. It's like, how much are you willing to kind of take responsibility for your decisions, and things like that.
Soft skills are very important, maybe even more important than knowledge. Some lecturers would say. And I remember when 10 years ago, I spoke with the CEO of the International Bank, ING, maybe you know it, is also located in the United States. And he told me, it's not really important for us what the students or alumni know, but how they are wired. And that kept me thinking, it's the attitude definitely is more important, because in his opinion, whatever, if student is curious, has a growth mindset, so is willing to learn, he can learn anything on the job. So of course it's good to have some preparation, but nowadays when knowledge is changing so quickly, everything is changing so rapidly. The most important thing is to be adaptable to new situation, and being able to critically thinking and solving problems, because there's problems all the time. I'm looking at the list now. Communication, it's clear for you. If you cannot communicate what you know, nobody will understand you, and if you then don't demonstrate it, well, you might be very good at your job, but still won't be successful. And with communication, again, something what I had when I worked for the company. I used to write very long reports, and then I changed the job, and my boss said, "Well, I don't want long reports. I just want A4. 1 page, it's enough." And I found it very difficult because so adapting to your target group, adapting to your stakeholders, it's very, very crucial.
There's 2 in particular that I would say are vital for any job, as crazy as this sounds. And that is global and intercultural fluency, and the other is digital technology. Okay. But especially the idea of knowing a foreign language and being able to take an exam and prove that you have a level of foreign language. They use this as a weed out condition to get a job. And the other thing is, more and more, so many people are communicating on a global level, so they need to be able to interact with people from other countries. And English is the global language, and it's the language used very often in Europe. So definitely language and intercultural fluency, and more. I've lived here for 30 years, more than 30 years, and I've seen this grow, the need for English grow incredibly. The other one is digital technology, not just because of COVID, but because things in general are becoming more and more computerized. Everything's on the computer now. So being able to work with Excel, being able to work with Word, email, and then obviously things like handling social media. So those 2 are I would say the biggest ones over here in Spain from my experience.
it will be more about communication, more about using various types of communication, types that we are not that used to, and also the pandemic taught us a lot about that, and taught us a lot about a lot of information, pieces of information that are circulating all around. So soft skills definitely play a big role here, because you need to be able to solve a lot of issues, to be able to categorize information, to critically think about information that you're getting and the sources of information that you use. So this is a very, very demanding task, and you need to put a lot of things together. That is something that a lot of people, unfortunately, are not used to do. So here, critical thinking and working with sources, appraising various types of information. This is important. What is also important, and this is something I keep telling my students and my friends and peers, that knowledge is important, of course, but it's also the way how you communicate it, how you put the knowledge to work, how you implement the knowledge, how you present your ideas. And this is equally important. I would say it is really equally important, because if you have great knowledge of something, but you're not able to transfer it to other people, then it goes away with you. So it is really important to be able to have this skill, and even though it's called a soft skill, I think it's a very hard-earned skill and very important skill to communicate the information that you carefully collected, appraised, and categorized, and to be able to pass them on to others, to your colleagues, to your friends, to your peers, to your parents, and your students. Because I'm a teacher, so this is a topic that I see is very, very critical.
And as you have already given me the list of this, the soft skills of critical thinking, problem solving, teamwork, collaboration, professionalism, work ethic, oral and written communication, leadership, global intercultural fluency, and digital technology. I think, all these things are, if digital technology is like a body, all these functions are like these skeletal membranes, they are all part of it, You cannot create a digital technology if you don't have a problem solving ability or a teamwork spirit or work ethic. You don't have a oral or written communication skills or leadership ability or intercultural fluency. And I would definitely highlight on global intercultural fluency, because India is one of the biggest is not the right word, it's one of the most diverse nation of the world. We have actively functional 36 different languages in India. And, every state has its own language. Even I know 4 different languages of India, and that will make me function only in 4 different states. And we have another 31 states. So, that way, I cannot live in India if I don't know the language, if I don't have the perception for learning the intercultural skills, and I don't know how to even adapt myself in different cultural forums and different cultural setup. Because this cultural setup is not just about language and the way I behave, it is completely about food as well. India is so difficult in certain terms. You can't even adjust yourself if you don't know the way to adapt to the food and its habit, food and the cultural practices. So, and now with digital technology, this whole concept of intercultural fluency is very much required, because we are not giving a person a possibility or even opportunity enough to go into another culture and get adapted to the way of life.
Thanks, Douglas. Hi everyone. Hi Tulsa. About a year ago I was supposed to be there, but this lousy pandemic brought me back to Australia, which is fantastic, but it still would have been great to meet you all face to face. Soft skills are really important in Australia as well, and the ones that you've listed there are exactly the ones that we talk about here in Australia. And you got to think about them in a number of ways. One way to think about them is it's about taking what you know and being able to apply it to the real world. So, you can be a great engineer, but if you can't communicate what you're trying to do, what you're trying to build, or what problem you're trying to solve, then you can have the best ideas in the world and they're not going to fly. So one is being able to take what you've learned and and apply them in the real world. And that's where things like problem solving come in. The second thing is do you want to work with this person? That's one of the biggest questions. You can have a process whereby you can have someone who's really great with knowledge, but if they're not getting along well and not building a really good team, positive culture, then people don't want to work with you and people don't want you in the work environment. So soft skills is also about essentially getting along and being a good team player. And that's just as important at work as it is, if you're playing football or basketball, you need people to work together as a team. And the third thing is that they're always facing new problems, and soft skills allow you to be able to help you define those problems and work with people that have got different set of skills to try and solve those problems. So if you are, say, again, an engineer and you're working with someone who's focused in a very, very different area, such as, say, someone who's creative, then the ability to talk across those skills and find new solutions to problems is incredibly important. So that's why, soft skills is something that we do talk a lot about in Australia.
All right, I don't know about you guys, but my back hurts from those plane rides. But
I'm the same way.
But Dr. Price and Heather, thank you so much for taking me on this journey about soft skills. And it's just crazy to me that there are soft skills not only in Tulsa, but all over the world. This is such a great journey. We learn new things, even some cultural facts about each place. So thank you so much.
Been awesome. Thank you all too.
Well, Sheng and Austin, I hope that answered your question if soft skills are around the world. Also, that was such a great video. I can kind of see that going in the Oscar nominees next year, maybe. I don't know. But I had so much fun doing this. I actually went on the plane for the first time, virtually, not in person, but virtually. But yeah, it was so great learning about these soft skills across the world and all these cultural facts about all these countries. And what was so interesting is that learning from this, I think almost all of them said that learning a language is really important for getting a job. And so I actually registered to take French 1 next semester. And just like Heather said, I am a part of the career services under work study. And here with us is Director Laura McNeese, and she will talk to you guys about more of the soft skills and the focus too.
Thanks so much, Matthew. And thank you, Dr. Price and Heather, for coordinating all of this. It was wonderful. So selfless plug for our office, Career Services. We can help you develop those soft skills that all of these wonderful professionals spoke about today. And also, we are the best kept secret on campus, and we don't want to be the best kept secret anymore. So utilize our services and staff that are available to you. We also can help you after you graduate as an alumni. We still are able to serve you. So please remember that. One of the things we help students with is career development and career planning. So maybe you're not 100% sure in your major and career path. Maybe you're questioning it a little bit more. Maybe you want to do some research to find out what the growth looks like for your selected major and career field. So we can help you do all of that. The other side of all the services that we offer are the employment side and things like developing these soft skills. So we can conduct mock interviews to help you get ready for your interview, your job interview, or even a program interview. Lots of our allied health programs require an interview portion for admission. So we're happy to help with those. We can also take a peek at your resume and cover letter and help you refine those. Or maybe you've never done either one of those things before. We can help you start with that too. And we also have a job board where we post job and internship opportunities. It's called CCN, and I'm going to put the link to our webpage down in the chat here in just a minute too, and that has all of this information on there too. So I know that's a lot to throw at you. I'm going to share my screen here so we can talk a little bit about Focus to Career. Is everybody able to see that okay? Yeah, awesome. So this is a wonderful tool for exploring majors and career paths, but you'll notice the very first thing on this tool is called Career Planning Foundations. So I'm just going to click this. And these are all of the competencies, many of which were mentioned from these wonderful professionals across the globe in the video today, right? Critical thinking, communication, teamwork. So when you log into Focus 2, you can view all of these things. And that little button next to each competency just gives you a brief overview of what each of those competencies are. And then if you click Start, you're able to self-assess through each of these competencies. Now, I always like to tell students that it's totally impossible to flunk out of career services. So don't worry about if you're rating yourself lower on some of these things. This is really a self-assessment. So we'll look at these results with you and think of some ways that you can develop these skills and give you access to opportunities and workshops and tools to make sure you are the most prepared you can be to enter that career field. Back over here. The other part of Focus 2 is, I mentioned earlier, maybe some of you aren't totally just 100% sure about your career path, and that's okay. There are still things I would like to do and explore, and that's normal. Or maybe you do feel really confident in your choice of major and career. This will kind of help validate that choice for you too. So there are 3 assessments here: a work interest, a personality, and a values. You don't have to do all 3. If you feel like you're only going to do one, we always encourage students to do this work interest assessment. Now, each of these only take about 5 minutes, so it's not a huge deal if you've got some time, maybe on a Saturday or Sunday, to sit down and complete these. And then you can also combine the results of the assessment over here. So I'm just going to briefly show you kind of how this works and how it recommends career paths for you. So let's look at my personality results. It gives a brief overview of my personality type. And I'm just going to hit continue. And then it gives me some recommended occupations. I actually was a theater minor in college, and I love Broadway and musical theater and would totally have loved to have been a theater actress, but that didn't work out. I think I needed a smidge more talent, but I certainly appreciate that. Anyway, you will have several careers here listed for you based on those personality results. So let's just say I'm interested in being an admissions counselor. I'd really like to recruit students and get them to come to TCC. That sounds like something I would like to do. So these little degrees over here are degrees that are offered at TCC that will get you to this career path. I'm just going to click into here. So when you click into any of these occupations that are recommended for you, it gives you just a brief overview, and then it really digs into lots of information. Job tasks. These are the work interest profile of myself and folks that are currently working in this occupation. They're in pink there. So that's kind of neat, I think, to see those match up. It lists the skills for every occupation. So these are things that you're going to need as an admissions counselor, right? You're going to high schools and in the community and talking a lot and speaking to people about attending TCC. The values associated with it. the work conditions, I always really like to encourage students to pay attention to this, right? Because if you're an admissions counselor, you're going to have some overnight travel. You might be going out of state to recruit. You're going to be on the phone a lot. You're going to be communicating with the public a lot. So a job might sound really great to you, but maybe your life doesn't allow you to be gone overnight for work. You need to think about all of those things too. And then the education requirements for this occupation. And then again, there's those majors at TCC that we have to get there. Other areas of study that could also get you to that job. And then we're all working because we have to pay bills, right? Of course, we want to be fulfilled and happy, but we need to pay our bills. So this will give you the outlook. So this field is projected to grow from 5 to 8% in the next 10-ish years. So that's pretty good. There's the salary. Now that's a national figure. You can drill that down here. Maybe you're going to stay here in the state. We hope you are. Or if you're going to go elsewhere, you can just click that state and hit submit, and that'll pop up the salary data for that state. And then it also lists different ways you can advance in that career and professional associations. So if you all have not created a LinkedIn profile yet, I highly encourage you to do that. Connect to myself, to Heather, to Dr. Price, your other faculty members, your academic advisor, anybody at the college that's helping you. That is a great way to build connections. And joining these professional associations, whether you're interested in engineering or accounting or radiography, all of these things have professional associations. So that's a really good way to network and get involved. Okay, that was my focus to brief overview, and I'll drop the link in there for you all. It's on my TCC. If you've never logged into it before, you need to hit that register button first and sign up, okay? So I'll drop that link down in the chat in just a second. And another thing we do in my office is we have employer showcases, which I know we have some familiar faces here. Many of you have been at some of these events, but we invite employers virtually, just like we are today, to come in and talk about their company, the employment opportunities available with them, the culture of the company. We've had Amazon, Dell, all sorts of great companies here looking to hire our students, to hire you all. So I reached out to a few of them to see if they would talk to us a little bit about career competencies too, and I will let them take it away on video pre-recorded.
Give me just a second. I'm trying to get it to share.
Oh.
Are you able to?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I was able to sign back on really quick. I
Oh
think.
no, I
Oh,
thought I did something wrong on my end. That was me.
can you, real quick, sorry, Laura, make me a co-host again real quick? I had to sign off.
Yes, you should be good.
Okay, let's see if we can do this again. Hold on just a second. Please work. Here we go. Let's see, I need to share my sound.
And today I'm going to talk to you about soft skills, why they are important to your current job and also for future opportunities. So soft skills are personal attributes that enable you to interact effectively with others. So I want to talk to you about some leadership principles that are affected by different soft skills. So one of those is having a good attitude, willing to get involved in your workspace, also remaining flexible when someone's asking you to do different things. They're great learning opportunities, and viewing those things as opportunities, showing respect to others and maintaining a good attitude. Again, there are things that are not necessarily tangible, like a grade, but they're things that will affect your future. Also displaying confidence in the face of obstacles. So many things come up in a work environment in our world that affect our job. So still being positive in light of all those different things that come up. I think one of the most underrated things that an employee in person can do is listen. Listening to others, engaging others. Everything that we do in business now is working in some type of small team. So hearing and listening to other people's point of view is a great part of business, and they make you an adaptable and a dynamic team. Asking questions at the appropriate time. So when you have a question or concern, taking time out to be able to work with groups of people and ask those questions. Time management is critical, getting the most out of your 8 to 10 hour day. So utilizing your Outlook calendar or a physical calendar, phones, utilizing your calendar, but then making sure that you have your day and your week and 2 weeks planned out according to what needs to get done. And then finally, work hard and then also be nice. So being kind is important. You can still be firm, but still be kind. Building relationships that will enable you to continue to work and not just be an employee, but be a foundational piece of making that work environment better. Again, my name is Obadiah Harris, plant manager at Packard Winch, which is located in Okmulgee. Thank you for your time. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.
Very good. I think I have a second video to show. Is that okay if I show one more? I think you'll really like it. Hold on just a moment.
And if you have any questions or anything so far, feel free to put those in the chat.
Well, hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining today. And today we are having career conversations. First, I'll start off by, introducing myself. So let's get started. So my name is Wayne. I am the University Relations Diversity Campus Manager for Dell Technologies. And so what that is that I am aligned to the sales and marketing roles that we have. So we had created a program just for you. And when I say you, I mean community colleges. And when I say community colleges, I mean Tulsa Community College. So once again, thank you all for joining. So what I want to talk about today, soft skills, and just how important those are. I can tell you this, in this role that I have, I see a lot of resumes. I talk to a lot of students, faculty and staff, right? So, and when I tell you soft skills is what lands you the job, I'm not playing, y'all, not at all. So I'll talk about a few of them today. So let's go here. If you guys still see my screen, amazing. Critical thinking, critical thinking and communication are two of the most important soft skills. And I cannot stress that enough, right? Sometimes when you get a job, they're going to give you a problem, and that is up to you to think outside the box, work within teams, and be able to, articulate your findings and figure out the problem, right? So I cannot stress this enough. Being able to sell yourself is part of communication. This could also be nonverbal as well. So just keep that in mind, everybody. Oral and written communication. When it comes to your resume, right? I think we talked about this before, right? We might not know you. So literally our first impression is going to be your resume. That is representing you, making sure there's little to no errors on there. Even when you get the job and land the gig that you want, right? Being able to communicate in email. Most of my job right now is all virtual. And that can be, like I said, and that means email. So making sure that I'm quick and to the point, concise, and that, I'm getting my message across is extremely, extremely important. Teamwork. I cannot stress enough about teamwork at all. Like, I know you're smart. We know you have the hard skills that we're looking for, but once you get the gig, how do you work within the teams that we have within here, Dell, and really drive our message? So collaboration, I'm telling you, so important. I cannot stress this enough. Digital communication, and I'm not saying you have to be the most technical person. And like I said, I'm telling you now, I work for Dell, and Dell's taught me everything I need to know technically, but it's more so applying those same concepts that you have at school and really just being, forward thinking and, wanting to research and finding out and being curious, right? Be curious about the technology that we have, or even that's out there that's going to make our lives easier and drive human progress. That's a small plug to Dell Technologies. Once again, leadership. And you don't have to be the one in the room commanding the show. Leadership can be nonverbal, right? I had to build into this person that's more like a outspoken person, right? But I've always wanted to set the example. But having those skills and giving an example of how you've done those, and that could be something like working in teams for like a school project, but you delegated tasks to, each and every person, right? Those are amazing qualities that we love to have here. That will work for anywhere you work at, not just at Dell Technologies, but, preferably Dell Technologies. Professionalism, right? How do you carry yourself? Mannerisms. It can be as simple as, do you greet people when you walk into this virtual space, saying hello? Attitude is one of the most important things. When I tell you attitude is the most important thing that you can control. You can't control a whole lot, but you can control positivity, energy, and things of those such. So just, work on that. And always keep your grit. I tell people, we'll teach you everything you need to know here at Dell, but I need you to be a hard worker. I need you to go get it. I need you to have that type of drive in you. Please, please, please do not lose your grit in whatever you do. It'll carry you so far. And have an example to speak about that. Career management, right? So this is going to be you knowing yourself. No one knows you better than you do. And I need you to be able to articulate what you do well, what's some things that you're working on, right? And some things that you want to do. Drive your career as well. And we will be able to network you and put you in a great position to, do your best and succeed. The last one is really diversity and inclusion. That's what I'd rather say. I cannot stress to you how important this fact is. And you should align yourself with a company that also believes that, diverse and inclusion is the most important thing. So I'm not saying that you have to be somebody who is diverse, but I'm saying that understanding the obstacles and, the perspectives of somebody that's different from you and being able to learn that, right? And that's, honestly, that's what this whole program that I'm running now is built off of, is, diversity and inclusion. So no, once again, thanks so much for talking to me real quick. I'm not gonna take up too much more of your time, but what you should do is take all these soft skills and apply for the job. Just so happens that Dell Technologies is hiring for tech support and sales. If you guys have any questions, we're, like I said, full-time roles starting this summer. So what you can do, make sure you are tapped into career services. They'll do it amazing. Like I said, they have so many different resources that you guys are maybe not aware of, and definitely take advantage of all that. And also, utilize me as a resource. Okay, follow me on LinkedIn. You got any questions, email me. Happy to help. Once again, my name is Wayne Epps, Tulsa Community College. Thank you so much for allowing me to go ahead and jack my jaws today. Thank you once again. Appreciate everybody.
Well, we appreciate so much all of these professionals and these speakers to take time to share with us. We really wanted to have this event because we've had employers like the ones you've just heard tell us that that's what they're looking for in future employees. We've had employers tell us that, they're looking for those soft skills just as much as they're looking for those technical skills. So it's something that's really important when you start your job search and trying to kick off your career. And so that's something we talk about a lot in our office, are these soft skills and pushing those as well. And so, like Laura said, if you have any questions after today about how to kind of build those things, strengthen those skills, we're happy to help you with that. You'll be getting an email after this event that's going to have an informational sheet on it that has some tips on how to build those soft skills and kind of breaks down those different skills that you've heard about today. And so you'll have that in a paper form as well. All those skills that we have and that we've really talked about, we get from the National Association of Colleges and Employers. And so these are coming from employers themselves saying these are the skills we want in future employees. So it's really important to take a look at those, really see where you're at and try to strengthen those. I'm going to also drop a link here in the chat for the survey. And so you should see that there. Go ahead and please fill that out. It's going to ask for an attendance as well, and then the survey, but know that the responses are not going to be matched with the name. So your survey response is still anonymous. We just need the attendance for our records and also to enter you in the drawing for the $25 JCPenney gift card. So please take a few minutes and go through and fill that out as well. If anyone has any questions, we're happy to answer that to you. So drop them in the chat. You're welcome to go ahead and take yourself off mute if you have a question, but we'll give you just a second for that.
I just saw a question pop up from Jarrett. What do you find, oh, yeah, my email's in the way, to be the soft skills that students need to learn or unlearn? Do you receive feedback from employers after placement? And if so, how do you receive that feedback? That's a great question. So yes, we do receive that feedback, and there are a couple of different ways that we receive that. I attend most of our workforce advisory board meetings, which are made up of faculty members, myself, our vice president of workforce development, and then employers in the community. So just for example, last Friday, we had the dental hygiene workforce advisory board meeting, and those employers come in and tell us what's working for them, what maybe there might be a curriculum change that needs to be made to keep up with equipment or something else. But then they also talk to us about what they're seeing from our graduates who are working for them. And a lot of those times, I know Heather already mentioned this, we are really lacking on the professionalism and the soft skills. So, you know, even things as small as showing up to work on time, being able to compose an email that isn't just one long run-on paragraph, being able to work within a team. You know, unfortunately, all of this virtual world, and we're still this way, clearly, I think has caused us to turn a little more inward. And it's going to be harder also when we're all back in person. So we do hear from that sort of an anecdotal feedback in those meetings. And then we also sent a survey to our local employers, I guess 2 years ago now, on those 8 competencies. It looked just like the national survey, but I wanted to see what our local employers were saying, because we know most of our students stay local or within the state. So that's kind of the 2 ways we receive feedback. And I would say, and Heather, you can jump in here, I would say critical thinking, communication, and teamwork are the top 3 that I hear from employers that I'm interacting with.
Yeah, that's true. Because, you know, I've heard employers tell us, you know, there are things they can teach you, even some technical skills. Sometimes if you're lacking, they can teach you those things. But if you're not willing to be a part of a team, if you don't communicate well, it becomes a lot more difficult when you're an employee. And so a lot of times too, that's why, you know, in our office, we say don't rule out a job opportunity just because maybe you don't check every box that's on that application list, because sometimes those soft skills can even push you a lot farther too. So soft skills not only can help you on the job, but help you stand out when you go to interview for a job, especially if maybe you're lacking a few of the technical skills that they're looking for. You can really stand out by having some of these soft skills that are really strong.
Great question.
Does anyone else have any questions?
I did forget to mention one thing in my career services commercial that I wanted to let you all know about. We do operate a professional clothing closet at the Southeast campus. It's open every Tuesday by appointment. So if you need professional clothing for an interview or just for the workplace or an internship opportunity, we have that available to you for free. You can make an appointment and come pick out whatever you need. We have men's and women's clothing, shoes, accessories. So we're really excited about that. That information is on our website too. So please reach out to us if you need that as well.
And just a reminder, so once it's available, we'll be sending an email of this recording out to you all, so be looking for that. Because I know that was also a lot of information in a short amount of time. So you'll have that, so you can go back and rewatch those videos and what those professionals and employers are saying. And so we encourage you to do that. If you haven't done the survey, please do that. But also just want to thank Dr. Price with Global Learning, Laura and Matthew, and all of these speakers. I think it was such valuable information, and all of these employers took the time to give some advice to you. And so I think it's much more valuable coming straight from employers and professionals and what they're looking for. And so we're excited that we were able to provide this for you. And you'll also have the recording so you can go back and have that information as well. But any questions going forward, don't hesitate to reach out to our office. We're happy to help you in any way that we can. But any last questions before we wrap up, or any comments from anyone?
Oh, I think we just had it. I started in January of this year, my major in mechanical engineering. I have experience in soft skills, but I don't have engineering skills. Do you recommend applying for an internship now and know a little bit more about the area, or wait another year to have a skill? I think it's great for you to apply for an internship now. You know, if you have the summer where maybe you're not in classes and you can spend some time getting those hard skills too, I always say the sooner the better, really, because I know you said you're confident in the soft skills, which is good, but those can always be developed, and you're making connections in that internship with employers. You're meeting people while also developing those hard skills. So I would say if you have the space for it, you know, if you're not taking 21 hours over the summer or something and have other work or family commitments, you know, you don't want it, just like anything, you don't want to get in over your head. But yeah, I think it's great to go ahead and start.
And that's something else in our office we're happy to help you do. If for the internship you do need to submit a resume or you need to prepare for an interview, we would love to help you with that. We can help kind of build that resume to kind of fit your strengths and even showcase those soft skills on a resume so that that's obvious to the employers and kind of maybe make up for some of those engineering skills that you're lacking or those technical skills. So definitely reach out to our office. We're happy to help tailor that resume for a specific internship, and we'll also help you prepare for the interview as well if you have one. All right, any other questions? All right, well, if you have any questions later, just reach out to our office. Again, we're really excited that you guys took some time out of your day to just talk a little more about these skills. I think it was some valuable information, and you'll be getting some more information in your email soon from us. So thank you, everybody, and have a great day.